São caras são como...
Hail, Sud.
I hear your praise.
Hi, it's Katrina. From Christ's crown of thorns to intergalactic sounds from space, here are 10 wild and mysterious discoveries you won't believe. Number 10. Secret Soviet bunkers. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union was busy building bunkers all across Poland. At the time, these bunkers were highly classified. They did not appear on any maps, concealed from the public. They were so hidden that they couldn't be spotted from the air, since during that time, spies were everywhere. All these years later, the truth about the mysterious Soviet bunkers is being uncovered. Researchers are finally revealing some of the secret military strategies implemented by the Soviets during the Cold War. Soviet documents refer to these places as communication centers, but then they stopped talking about them altogether. Why? Because these bunkers were actually stocked with nuclear weapons. The Soviet Union always denied having nuclear weapons in Poland, but declassified satellite images and building scans say otherwise. Researchers have now begun entering these old sites, and the evidence from inside shows that they were definitely used to store nukes. Archaeologists from the Institute of History and International Relations in Poland were able to finally explore some of the nuclear warhead storage facilities. Life Science reports that they are working on piecing together the role the secret sites played on the global chessboard. The abandoned facilities were similar to the bunkers in Germany, Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, and Hungary that the Soviets also used to house nukes. There were basically tactical nuclear warheads all over Europe, with enough firepower to wipe the continent off the map. These warheads varied from being as small as 0.5 kilotons to as big as 500 kilotons. Of course, the amount of firepower possessed by the Russians has not diminished, but the facilities in most of Europe have been abandoned, and it's believed that the nuclear warheads are now all on Russian soil. Number 9. The Crown of Thorns. When Notre Dame caught on fire in Paris, firefighters struggled to save some of the most precious artifacts housed inside the iconic cathedral. Notre Dame is home to many religious relics gathered from over the centuries. One of these artifacts is considered to be the Crown of Thorns, an artifact made from the very wreath of thorns worn by Jesus Christ when he was hung from the cross. The relic was allegedly acquired by King Louis IX in 1238 and kept inside Notre Dame ever since the French Revolution. But of course, the mystery of the Crown of Thorns is just how authentic it really is. How did the French king come to get his hands on the relic from 1st century Judea? According to the Gospels, a woven crown of thorns was placed on the head of Jesus, and the crown is considered one of the instruments of the Passion, or the Arma Christi. Ancient texts show that in 530 AD, the crown was on display in the Basilica of Mount Zion in Jerusalem. Then it disappeared and was taken to Byzantium, where the Emperor Justinian the Great removed some thorns to give them to various religious leaders. Over time, the pieces spread, and in 1238 AD, the Emperor of Constantinople gave it to King Louis IX of France to gain his support. But not all Christians or theologians accept this story. Religious artifacts related to Christianity are almost impossible to authenticate. At the time of the crucifixion, keeping objects was not a common practice. Then later, over the years, so many relics existed in so many places in Byzantium and Europe that one saint could have 4 complete bodies, multiple hands, and many body parts dispersed all over the place. Many religious relics were forgeries made during the Middle Ages to bring power and wealth to whichever place claimed to have them. Number 8. The oldest noodles. One of the most popular foods in the entire world is the same today as it was 4,000 years ago. Noodles! Who doesn't love noodles? Noodle soup, noodles and pasta. In China, a bowl of noodles has been unearthed, dating back to around 2000 BC. It's the oldest example of noodles anywhere on the planet. The discovery suggests that noodles originally came from Asia and not from Italy. The preserved noodles are yellow, thin, and look oddly tasty even after being buried for so long. They were discovered inside an overturned bowl at the Lagia archaeological site, trapped under about 10 feet of dirt. According to Hu Yuan Lu from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, it's the earliest empirical evidence of noodles ever, and they were made from 2 different kinds of millet, which is a grain widely cultivated throughout China beginning 7,000 years ago. In comparison, modern noodles from North America and Europe are made using wheat. You may not know this, but there has been a lot of debate over who first invented noodles. Nobody could agree on whether it was the Chinese, the Italians, or the Arabs, as all three cultures were known for creating a type of noodle around the 1st century. Prior to this new discovery, the earliest record of noodles came from a book written during the East Han Dynasty, sometime around the year 25 AD. Because of this, nobody really thought that noodles were a popular food staple over 2,000 years ago. Number 7. The Early Man Site. The Calico Early Man Site has been called one of the weirdest archaeological discoveries in all of North America. It's located in the desert, roughly 2 hours from Los Angeles. The site marks the exact place where humans allegedly settled on the shores of what was once an ancient lake over 30,000 years ago. Either that, or the location is literally nothing. That's the big mystery about the site, as some believe all the discoveries made here were part of one big hoax, and others believe it's one of the most important historical sites in all of the United States. A lot of the issue comes from the supposed stone tools that were discovered by archaeologists at the location. They found stone flakes in the dust that they claim to be stone tools. On the other hand, some people have said they are literally just rocks, and that the archaeologists were trying too hard, making something from nothing. One of the biggest issues here is that scientists don't think humans entered North America until 16,000 years ago, meaning that nobody could have possibly lived at the Calico Early Man Site 30,000 years ago. Even now, with authentic discoveries such as an ancient city in Peru, estimates place certain artifacts at 22,000 years old, not 30. For now, this site is a mystery. It doesn't get nearly enough attention by professional archaeologists interested in settling the debate once and for all. So all we have are a bunch of rocks that may or may not be stone tools that belong to people who may or may not have settled the area thousands of years ago. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Number 6. Extragalactic Ghost Circle. Scientists have discovered something known as a ghost circle in intergalactic space. It's also known as a radio circle or a space blob. Researchers are saying that the discovery of this newest space blob is adding more important data to what they already know about the mysterious things, which they believe are related to galaxies. Extragalactic ghost circles were only discovered in 2019. They were found by scientists working with the Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder, one of the most sensitive radio telescopes on the entire planet. The circles are composed of faint light being transmitted as radio wavelengths. The ghostly blobs are brighter around their edges, kind of resembling bubbles. But scientists can't figure out just what these things are. They don't know how far away the ghost circle is, how large it is in space, or what could have created it. One of the prevailing theories is that ghost circles are made from a giant blast wave that happens in the center of a radio galaxy. But the wave would be truly gigantic and probably produced by something like 2 supermassive black holes smashing together. Number 5. Mystery Horse Skeleton. The skeleton of a mysterious horse was discovered during excavations at Charles II's Palace House in England. The house was built in the 17th century for Charles II to be as close as possible to all of his favorite racehorses. But this horse was found buried in an extension of the palace known as the Rothschild Yard, made in 1903. Historians believe the horse was probably buried sometime around 1750. But here's where the real mystery comes in. Some have speculated that the horse may have been the absolute favorite of the king because of where the horse was found. It was underneath what would have been the outdoor yard before the extension was put in, and it probably died around the age of 18. That was pretty old for a horse back then. Even more surprising is that archaeologists have suggested the skeleton could belong to the legendary Dr. Syntax Stallion, who lived in the 19th century and whose body has never been found. The issue is pinpointing the year of death. Pottery fragments were found near the skeleton that date back to the
A new discovery doesn't have to be ancient or valuable to make it incredible. It just has to be interesting or amazing. Whether it's found under the sea, out in the furthest reaches of space, or right underneath our noses. We love it when we hear about those discoveries which make you stand back and say, wow. We're going to bring you the wow factor with the fantastic recent finds we're going to show you in this video. Even after all this time, we're still finding out more about the creatures which inhabited the world before humans. thanks to the discovery of fossil remains. This year, one of the most remarkable finds has been a four-legged whale with webbed feet, which scientists believe would have been capable of walking on land. The fossil is 43 million years old and has been found half a mile inland off the Pacific coast in Peru, at a region called Playa Media Luna. We might now have to think again about where the first whales came from. It was previously believed that the first whales evolved around the South Asia region at around the same time that this one would have been swimming around South America. Because of its feet and its tail, it would have looked more like a beaver than a whale. But at 13 feet long, it's bigger than any beaver we've ever seen.
That's
The
beaver.
newly discovered creature has been named
Imagine the size
Paragosidus
of the damn
pacificus,
stomach.
which translates as the whale that reached the Pacific. As you probably already know, the Roman city of Pompeii was buried beneath a volcanic eruption in the year 79. The volcanic ash and lava petrified the city and its people, freezing some of the unfortunate citizens into rock as it descended upon them. The site is vast and complicated, and archaeologists are still active in Pompeii to this day, making fresh discoveries. This collection of strange objects is one of them. The items were found in a box
Big-ass mouths.
inside a house known as Casa del Giardino, which translates as the House of the Garden. You could mistake it for a jewelry box. There are plenty of gems.
Tokenized markets are on the rise,
Oh, shit.
most reaching all-time highs. Try trading world-renowned tokens.
And amulets in there, which the owner would surely once have worn. The presence of some slightly more sinister items suggests a different origin, though. There are ornate bells, tiny humanoid dolls, and a shrunken skull. The owner of the box was probably a spiritualist, and may even have considered themselves to be an ancient Roman witch or sorcerer. The necklaces are beautiful,
Let me
though,
know. I'll post
so
a
at
link.
least the owner looked good while they were summoning evil spirits. Although the Allies ultimately won World War II, the Nazi war machine was vast and mighty, and traces of it are still turning up in unexpected places. The island of Big Tuiters, which is in the Gulf of Finland close to St. Petersburg, is the latest to turn up a Nazi discovery. A team digging through sand in the area found a whole Nazi bunker hiding below 10 feet of sand, obviously buried on purpose. It's thought that this was a German command bunker, defended by an anti-aircraft battery gun, which has been perfectly preserved. Big Tuiters was turned into a fortress by the Nazis during their occupation of the island, so it makes sense that there would be extensive defenses here. They were finally driven from the island in 1944, and left many of their pieces of equipment behind them in a rush to get away. This particular bunker would have been the place from which a Nazi commandant would have strategized against Soviet air raids, or taken shelter from the barrage of the Baltic Fleet's artillery. Just as some human beings prefer to eat vegetables and plants, some plants have a preference for flesh when it comes to their own meal choices. The existence of the northern pitcher plant, which is more colorfully referred to as the turtle sock, isn't a recent discovery.
Turtle
What
suck.
scientists have only just found out about them is that they eat vertebrates, and they have a particular taste for
Why
young
they call them that?
salamanders. The plants can only be found in Canada, and the discovery makes them the first known vertebrate-eating plants anywhere on the North American continent. When biologist Alex Smith spotted a salamander trapped in one of the plants on a recent expedition, he assumed it must be a freak occurrence. He decided to check more turtle socks to see if he could find any more, and was shocked to find salamanders in 1 in every 5 plants he looked at. Studies are now ongoing into how the plants attract salamanders in the first place, and visitors to the Algonquin Park are being advised to keep their children away from them. Arachnophobes, look away now. A brand new species of spider has been discovered in the Multinsky Lakes region of Altai. It was first observed by researchers from Altai State University, and from the limited number of pictures they were able to take of their newly discovered species, they believe it belongs to the Lycosidae family of arachnids. The genus we know better as wolf spiders. A closer examination wasn't possible because it seems the spiders weren't happy about being discovered. As soon as they noticed people taking pictures of them, they ran away and disappeared below cracks in the rock. One or two of them have since been captured and are now being more closely studied under laboratory conditions.
Scary ass
It's thought that spiders like this don't live anywhere in the
They got
world
cute eyes,
other
but then he
than
got
on the
four more
highlands of
eyes
the
underneath.
Altai Mountains and share
Glad
their
we're bigger than
territory
them.
with another
Imagine if
species of
spiders
spider,
were our size.
which is already known to
Holy
science.
fuck.
You've heard of the duck-billed
I wouldn't
platypus,
fuck with though.
but have you ever heard of the duck-billed dinosaur? You have now. Meet the hadrosaurid, which walked the Earth around 80 million years ago.
Look at his nose.
There are several different offshoots of hadrosaurid, including a previously unknown type, which has now been identified thanks to the discovery of a complete skull in Texas, USA. The fossilized head was found some time ago, but the discovery has only just been announced to the world after the completion of peer-reviewed testing at the Institute of Paleontology in Barcelona, Spain. The nose of the dinosaur was curved in a manner not unlike the beak of an eagle, and its wide lower jaw was likely used as a trowel for the purpose of shoveling things into its mouth. It might not be the prettiest dinosaur you've ever seen, but it probably had an impressive bite. It wouldn't have been all that interested in eating you, though. It was a herbivore. The charming-looking dinosaur has been given the name Aquilarinus palamensis.
Hail, Sud.
I hear your prayer.
Earlier on in this video, we discussed the size and scale of the German military operation during the 1940s. This huge bunker is another astonishing example. At their peak, the German army's defenses stretched all the way from Norway to the border where France meets Spain. A major part of those defenses was the Barriery Noordwijk, a series of 80 bunkers built by the Dutch under duress from their German occupiers. They range from barrage bunkers with 12-foot thick walls to wooden shower rooms. Over 180 soldiers would have called this temporary network home. The most notable is the S-414 Fire Leader bunker, which was 3 stories high and the largest German construction of its kind. Its construction required a massive 7,500 cubic meters of concrete. When the war was over, local children used to come and play in the underground world the Nazis had left behind. But by the 1970s, they had been completely filled in with sand, sealed up at all entrances, and then left alone. Parts of it were reopened once more in 2001 as the Atlantic Wall Museum of Noordwijk, which at first was in the old ammunition bunkers. More recently, the massive S-414 bunker was cleared of sand, and the museum has moved into it. NASA are the experts when it comes to all matters relating to outer space. But they can't be watching all of space all the time. They need the help of citizen volunteers to assist them. And one of them has just provided them with a remarkable discovery, a seemingly new type of star. It's a distant white dwarf, no larger than planet Earth, but probably once around the same size as our sun, and it's surrounded by several rings of debris and dust. Not only is it the coldest and oldest white dwarf star that NASA has ever identified, but they also say it's the first time rings have ever been observed around a white dwarf. There's no currently known cause that would lead to rings like this forming around a white dwarf. Usually, any material orbiting around a white dwarf should disappear around the 100 million year mark. So the fact that this star is billions of years old and appears to have held on to its decorative accessories is currently providing puzzlement at the world's most famous space agency.
Is that all that?
These days, when we think of Loch Ness, we think of the famous and elusive Loch Ness Monster. It's not just people of our era who have had an interest in that part of Scotland, though. It was also very important to the people who lived close to the lake during the Bronze Age. Archaeologists digging close to the lake have recently uncovered evidence that it was once a sacred site and played host to a number of important burial rituals. A strange stone-lined grave was found in the area in 2015. And now a similar second grave has been found, one which dates back 4,000 years. At the bottom of the grave was a beaker pot, which likely contained an offering for the person buried to take with them into the afterlife. As the archaeologists study the land more closely, they're increasingly convinced that both of the graves were once covered by large cairns, which have been flattened and destroyed by centuries of plowing in the fields. Centuries of weathering have taken away the definition of these ancient stone carvings in the Altai territory of Russia, which might go some way to explaining why nobody noticed them for such a long time. If you look at them closely, you might just be able to make out the shape they were in when they were first carved some 12,000 years ago. They represent a dragon and a griffin. The granite blocks they're cut into weigh 120 tons each.
That's why it's
And
fucked
so
up.
the
It's not
prehistoric people who
sandstone.
carved them would have had to make a
Hard
significant effort to carve into the stones.
Right.
Scientists are currently unsure how they did it, or
You're
even
supposed to
why
use
they did
bronze
it.
tool, but
The
they're
carving
making
of the
fucking
dragon is thought
temples
to
out
be
of
the oldest
hard granite.
representation of such a creature anywhere in Russia,
Build that up.
and doesn't appear to share
Don't
any
we?
design elements with the traditional Chinese
Do we?
dragon, suggesting that it's an original Siberian creation. The griffin is even more impressive, 18 feet long and 8 feet high, covered in intricate carvings and artificial openings, which may have had ceremonial uses.
Artificial
It's known that the griffin was revered in Scythian culture, so they may have been inspired by these much older monuments.
Imagine walking a griffin.
We all know that Snow White is just a fairy tale. So why is it that people believe that her gravestone has recently been discovered in Germany? Well, the answer is that all fairy
White's
tales
gravestone.
come
Ragnhild vet att Kvarnmoran må ut på havet.
from somewhere. In the case of Snow White,
Ragnhild vet
she's
ikke nok.
believed to have been inspired by Baroness Sophia Maria von Erthal, who was born into wealth in the country in 1725.
Then the lotion crap.
Her mother died
All
when she
the
was only
alcohol you put on
18,
your arms and shit,
and she had a
dry them.
difficult relationship with her father's second wife.
Every
To
time
boost
you
her
go outside.
confidence, she had a mirror engraved with the words self-love in the frame
Wow.
and spoke to herself in it to gain confidence. That was her magic mirror. And near her home was a mine where all the workers were small people or children. It doesn't take much to put the story together from there. The church where the Baroness was buried after she died was destroyed during the 19th century, and her headstone was thought to have been destroyed along with it until it turned up in the hands of private collectors. It's now been given to the Bamberg Diocesan Museum. There are millions of motor racing fans all over the world, and so it would be logical to assume that any
After this,
retired
Chicago
motor car
left.
would be the pride
Go
and joy
left,
of
go
any
left.
collector's fleet. That apparently wasn't so for this ultra-rare Mazda variant RX-7 racer, which raced in the 24-hour Le Mans race in 1982, but then
That car
vanished
was
off
part
the
of
face
it?
of the earth for 35 years.
I didn't know
Now
that.
it's been found again. It's
not
thought
look
to be
like
the
it's
very last Mazda 254i
strong
model
enough to
anywhere
put
in
it,
the
but-
world. The power under the
Cheap
hood
enough.
sounds impressive. A dual-rotor 13B engine capable of 296 horsepower. But the performance of the car at the race wasn't good, and the model was discontinued. It now transpires that this car was quietly shipped to Japan, painted pink, and raced in the
Versus the Japan
JPSC
and
series.
Nissan.
After that, it spent
They
years in a
drift
garage
everything
in Okayama. Now it's been found again. It's receiving an engine rebuild and extensive maintenance work,
I want to go to the
and it will then return to racing,
drifting.
this time in
That's how
classic
you
car
drive.
events.
If your tires ain't smoking and you ain't sideways, you're doing it
This
wrong.
might not be the most attractive human face you've ever laid eyes on,
Ah,
but
that
you
looks
should
like some
cut
of the
this
girls
woman,
that train some
who's
place
been
in.
named Hilda, a little slack. Considering she's around 2,000 years old, we think she's
Damn,
doing just
Hilda.
fine. Hilda's face has been modeled around
totally
one
not
of the
just
oldest
made out of
Iron
clay.
Age skulls ever found in Scotland. It's thought that she was a druid, but lived a comfortable life on the island of Stornoway. Her skull was discovered in 1833, but only recently has modern technology allowed a realistic representation of her face to be
That was
created.
a realistic
If you think her mouth
representation
and
of
jaw
her
look a
face.
little strange,
Really?
it's because she didn't have any teeth when she died. The
How old
average
was she?
life expectancy
90?
of an Iron Age woman in Hilda's local area was around 31 years.
Then how the
But
fuck
thanks
does
to
she
her
look like
status
that?
and privilege, she lived well into her 60s, even though her poor diet caused her severe dental
Fucking
problems.
hell, I'm 37.
Druids like
That's
Hilda
how
were
we're gonna
masters
look
of
when we're
lawmaking
60.
and politics during the Iron Age. But
I
legends
believe that
say
that's
they were
just a
also
bad
interested
rendering.
in the
Ain't nobody
occult.
that ugly.
Could this be the face of an ancient
Look at that
witch?
shit.
Subscribe to the channel
Wherever they
and
let
turn on
the
notifications,
reconstruction of that
and
face,
you will
get
be the
fired
first to
because
know
shit
when a
just
new
doesn't
video
get
comes
looked
out.
at.
Thank you for watching, and see you soon.
Did you see that face?
There's always something
ain't
worth
normal.
looking at within the context of recent discoveries by archaeologists. We should know, because we are always looking for them. Our eyes
Did I
are
just
always open to
walk
great
everything in?
archaeological discoveries from all over the world. And when we find them, we bring them back to you in videos like this one. There's no reason to wait any longer, so let's get right into it. The ancient Romans were extremely accomplished aqueduct builders, but not every aqueduct they started building got finished. Here's one they never quite got around to completing. It's in Armenia, and it was found in November 2021. Aside from being incomplete, the structure is notable because it's the easternmost aqueduct of the entire former Roman Empire. What's left of it, or rather what was built of it, was discovered during excavation work at a known Hellenistic site called Atrashat Atraxata. Archaeologists at the scene say that the aqueduct bridge was worked on between the years 114 and 117, but they're unable to say why the Romans didn't finish it. What they do know is that the ancient city of Artaxata was scheduled to become the capital of the Roman province in Armenia, but that plan never came to fruition. Making Armenia a Roman province was Emperor Trajan's plan, and he died in the year 117. His successor Hadrian was far less interested in Armenia and gave up on the idea of a province. In doing so, it seemed he caused his people to give up on the idea of the aqueduct. Speaking of Roman discoveries, here's a beautiful Gallo-Roman mosaic floor that was found under a stable in Château de Marigny, eastern France, in November 2021. It seems that there was once a large Roman villa here. That's a fact that comes as a total surprise to the building's current owners. Aside from the mosaic, archaeologists also found service rooms, a hypocaust heating system, and the remains of corridors. The mosaic probably belonged to the villa's central reception room. The style is consistent with that of the 1st century.
Don't sound right.
That makes the mosaic extremely rare, as high-quality Roman finds from this era are scarce in France. Only the richest of owners would be able to afford such luxuries, and eastern France isn't where the wealthiest of the Romans tended to set up home. The current chateau that occupies the site was built during the 16th century, but the farmhouse and stables weren't added until the 19th century. Archaeologists suspect that the mosaics must have been noticed at the time the facilities were built, but whoever built them decided to keep quiet and carry on with their work. Sometimes an archaeological discovery takes time. If we're talking about the largest Anglo-Saxon treasure discovery in the history of the British Isles, the time it takes is 30 years. That's how long it's been between the discovery of the first gold coins that make up this treasure haul and the most recent. It's now been determined that all 131 coins, which have come from the same field in West Norfolk, were buried at the same time and so can be considered part of the same collection. It seems that the coins, which are mostly Frankish tremises, were buried somewhere close to the end of the 6th century. Only 100 such coins had been found in the country's history prior to the announcement of this discovery, so the number on the archaeological record has effectively doubled. A few coins from the Byzantine Empire are also included in the hoard, as are a bracteate pendant and a gold ingot. Some of the pieces are missing as David Cockle, an off-duty police officer and amateur metal detectorist, attempted to sell his finds on the black market, rather than declaring them as he should have done. He was fired from his job and went to jail for 16 months for his crimes. The history of Egypt goes back further than most people can comprehend. But here's a discovery that helps to put things in context.
Report your
This
finds, but
November
don't say where you
2021
found it.
discovery is said to be one of Egypt's long-lost sun temples and is around 4,500 years old. It's a large structure,
Hey, what's good?
but the reason it's taken so long to find it is because it was buried beneath the remains of another temple at the site of Abu Gharaib. Archaeologists haven't yet ruled out the possibility that there might yet be another structure, maybe another sun temple, buried beneath this one. An earlier archaeological expedition in 1898 noted the presence of mud bricks underneath the stone temple of Nusera, but the experts concluded that it was merely a building phase of the temple they'd already found. They were wrong. The telltale signs include the engraved seals of kings who ruled long before Nusera and the visible remains of the temple's limestone columns and threshold. Nusera probably ordered it to be destroyed because he wanted to build his temple in the same spot. The older temple was dedicated to the sun god Ra, but Nusera considered himself to be the only son of the sun god on Earth, and so the existence of the temple
Invest in real stocks from €1. Enjoy the wide range and easy-to-use social trading platform. Start investing with Naga.
Yes, that was
Multiple
good.
deposit and withdrawal methods.
My dog standing in the hallway is giving me evil eye. Let's do a fake though. That's good. Never mind that video. That was crappy. Why is there wrestling shit?
the temple was an affront.
Watch that.
We believe 6 sun temples were built in this region, but we've only found 2 so far. If you lived in the Middle East 1,500 years ago and had a taste for wine, you probably...
Oh, this looks like a banger. Absolute classic. Oh, definitely a good read. Oh, oh, don't mind if I do. How you doing, sir? You ever divulge into this one?
No.
Oh, I'm excited, man. Andrew Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard of her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, I'm excited to learn about it. I'll tell you that, man.
Old man knows what he's
Whew.
talking about.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. How many books can I check out?
Pardon me?
How many books could I check out?
I don't know what that is, but that shit wasn't funny. Oh shit. That's my dog right there. The fuck did he eat? Oh shit. How the fuck did he...
Palla tagliata, messa fuori, c'è Pirlo, ancora Pirlo di tetto,
Look at her.
That's why I'm a dog person, not a cat person. Fuck was that? Oh shit. Crazy pussy. Still better than modern rap. Sounds like Prince.
What the? Yo, this guy's...
Hello? Hello?
Hi. Hi, baby.
Holy shit.
Eat, Coco. Eat.
I've seen him before. He sneezes. Walla walla ring ring. Ding. What the? Really? Suka. Oh fuck you.
Holy.
Demi, you need to shoot the arrow. I really want it. He's gone. Look.
Holy fuck, that's a McDonald's cat right there. He McFarlane. The fuck out of Google egg bastards. Damn.
Anniversary of the death of Princess Diana, the mother of Princes William and Harry, was killed in a car crash in Paris.
What are you doing?
Cat porn.
Oh god.
Shut the fuck up. Hello.
What?
Fighting over the bed. What? I like the dive. Bonus points. landed on his legs, though. You gotta give him that.
Henry. Are you kidding? Henry, no!
Are fucking helping. You did it. You're helping. You're gonna pick this up one little kernel at a time, and you're gonna like it because I'm fucking fed up with your bullshit. I'm gonna be a horrible father one day because of you fucks.
What the fuck? See, dogs don't do that. Oh, okay. Dogs might not be perfect either. But there's He's open. His ass out of the gate. Where's the most these animals are inbred? Oh shit. Yeah, none of my dogs have been like that. Like hyper eaters. Custom vacuum cleaner.
Oh, je reste très incroyable.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you, vacuum cleaner.
Oh Lord.
You crazy, dog.
Oh, ow. I thought the cat was gonna get it. Holy fuck. She laughs like a goddamn. What the fuck is it called? Not the shark, but the other thing. Dolphin. Stop snoring.
He thought it was incredible and scared to death.
That's fucking big, bro. Cats are assholes. Look. He's just doing that because he can. What the fuck? That's a gangster pussy right there. What the fuck kind of weird? Don't do that. Bad dog. Is he standing on a chicken to get on the table to steal the food?
Oh, he's coming around this way.
I think Duke's getting fired.
You're a dog, dumbass.
Oh, look at you two taking a snooze. Let me give you a little boop. Boop. Boop.
That was not funny. This is the weirdo that does get. Holy shit, he's been destroying something. Look how guilty he is. And all that stuffing in the back. Couch or pillow or something. They're all pooping. That's freaky.
Are you kidding me? What are you guys doing? Laundry?
I'm trying to put the rest of it in there, and your dog.
What are you doing? Get in there.
Jonesy, we got a song right now? I'm talking to Jonesy.
Ah.
And he's scared of tie-dye, but you know what he's not scared of? He's not scared of fruit by the foot because he loves fruit by the foot. He wants a fruit by the foot.
It's trapped.
Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Into the thick of
Drinking in with the duck.
Oh shit.
No, and you're pushing it down. It goes up, up, up. Come on, there, get your head up, up, up. There we go. Smart girl.
the person that sent you this, they need you to know you kind of smell like a baka.
Oh shit. That's funny. That sounded like it hurt.
Hold on just a second. I'm sorry. My cats are... Stop!
Как тигр делает? Ох.
What are you doing?
He hated when his friend were rolling around the house.
Mr. Hamster in the bowl.
Ouais, t'es prêt, petit gars?
Woohoo! Oh shit.
Whoa.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Why should I do anymore?
Oh,
No. No. Ew, he's ugly.
That's cute.
Damn, did I say something?
You just said he's ugly.
I'm Nick Nimmin, and I'm a StreamYard user. For the last 6 years, I've been live streaming consistently to you.
want waffle
shit.
fry?
I didn't even see it. Dog said it was. Pussy head. He's gonna puke. Why is this funny?
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
She'll bring Emily your new sweater. Do you like it? You look so handsome. Oh yeah.
Give me the broccoli bag. Give me the broccoli.
But what?
You guys want a cookie?
That's not funny. He was about to fall out. That's funny. The fuck is it looking for?
What's in my coffee? Hey? What's in my
That's a minx.
Oh, your whole leg. Ah. Do you see the? Hey!
Eccole gonfie.
That's like the Hardy on the stream, right? Oh, city guard.
I don't know what drugs you took this morning, but this is unacceptable behavior. Do you hear me? Kitten? Do you hear me?
Cats don't give a fuck, do they? Selfish little bastards.
Oh.
Kill that salad. Yeah, that fucking coffee.
Hello. Can I help you? Oh, no, 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 no.
If I'm wrong, but I think I have the only dog in the world who does this trick. Okay, are you ready? Duncan, bitches are talking shit.
Okay, but what else?
Bitches been talking shit to the girls for
Gotta
them.
calm down.
Okay.
Got this by dog though.
Just trying to take it.
How old is that? Wait, what?
No,
Fuck is that?
no, no.
It's a dog.
Did you just? Where did all my eyelashes go?
Fucker just ate their eyelashes.
Friends? No. Okay, bye.
Hello. Is this the thing on the horse? Oh, shit.
Bruce, stop! Stop!
Look how naive it looks.
This is why you don't feed your cat. How done?
This sound is supposed to remind cats how they were worshipped in ancient Egypt.
Oh shit! Oh, either way,
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
We're not going to the dog park.
Picked the wrong one. Oh shit.
Oh, I know you were so loud today.
Speak, Mama. Show me someone that lives in your house rent-free.
Look at my dog's ears when I try to put something on his head.
You did.
¿Son? ¿Estás vivo? Sí, sí está vivo. Lo siento.
Oh. Mine's still alive. You know they tortured him for a long fucking time. There you go.
Oh God! Oh, it ran
Now you
away.
got a mouse in your house.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
I got your belly. I got you.
Lazy bastard.
Hi.
Tiny.
They're gonna attack the chicken.
Fuck you, Birdie.
You guys want a cookie?
I don't know why, but that reminded me. And I got the clown face out.
No!
Bam.
Oh my god!
Ew, he's ugly.
This one.
That's cute.